government, formerly the Minister of Internal Affairs of the Republic of Liberia, has cautioned Thomas Bala if you want to be a doctor or get me to cat. Oh, yes. And the person, is asking too far to choose where you want to be. Sakina is saying you can't be with CDC and be with UP. You can't be criticizing the UP officials to be supporting President Baka's re-election. And so that particular statement has sparked a lot of debate across the country. There are too many controversial discussions on the specifically within the intellectual space of our country. People are concerned about what would be the possible for such a particular political blow, from the Internet Affairs Minister, the local government minister, rather. And so we're going to be looking into that particular conversation. We're going to be looking into it. And then the next big topic has to do with the honorable Liberian Senate. We are told that Abraham Darius Delon is proposing for every single remittance in this country, every single foreign remittance coming to this country. As a matter of fact, the Liberian company will have to take $1, and that $1 will be referred to as diaspora money. The diaspora fund, which is intended to build the country. We're going to look into it. We're going to be looking into that proposal by Senator Darius DeLon of Montserrat County, the Honorable Senator. So we're going to be looking into it. Is the Montserrat County Senator trying to, pull some of the strings back? Is he trying to jump back onto the race? Is he trying to keep himself deeply involved with the controversial political conversations? Is the senator trying to reclaim his image after shaming his mother? After refusing to give the $5,000 every month to the people of Montserrat County? Oh, yes. After all of the promises of not living in fans as a government official, is the senator trying to rethink himself? All of these, plus many other different political conversations, will form the basis of today's presentation here on 87.9. Let's take a break. When we come back, we bring you the rest of the conversation, my people.
Crown for all our own crown stop. The people bringing scepter to your door. Crown Stopping crime and make a peace for them before. Crime stop for Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stop, keeping us safe and stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stopper, stopping crime and make a peace for them before. Crime stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Keeping us safe and stopping crime Crime stopper, the people bringing.
Okay, all right. So welcome back to the program Freedom Hop on 87.9. The folks online, we're not getting our signal uh, clearly, but again, I think we are better now. So if we are better, let us know. The same way you're making flour, we all hold it. Oh, check the sun, kill, get the sun, check it, kill, get the sun. Your tells it, okay now. They will know what's up. Um, Okay, so is it better? Let us know. The same way you were, writing good way. Okay, wow, just let us know if it's okay. But Alexa, good afternoon, welcome.
Hello, hi. So guys, please let us know if we're okay. Say yeah, you guys are okay, so we can know that we're good online. Um, okay. So I would like to say hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and we have a lot to talk about today, midweek presentation. So obviously, we'd like to say welcome back to our platform. We have a lot to talk about today. And unfortunately, Jerome Roosevelt is absent. I'm sure wherever he is, whatever he's doing okay. So I hope, Jerome, I hope you're okay wherever you are. But we have a lot to talk about today, and this country doesn't run out of topics. And of course, as always, we're here to discuss some of the most trendy stories in the country and some of the different issues in Liberia as well. So we'd like to say welcome.
Okay, so this is exactly where it is. So we're getting information that
Well,
okay, so we're getting information that my good friend and brother David Kuyenangwe is a resident of District Number 14. He used to be in Dole Community before, but I'm told he's somewhere in Claratown now.
mm,
And was also a staff in the office of Senator Abraham Darius DeLong. Um, David graduated from the United
honest.
Methodist University, but prior to that graduation, ceremony, he went to GoNect, one of the professional schools in country, and got a professional, I think, diploma or certificate, whatever the
Yes,
case
true.
is. And he was sponsored by somebody who is being seen as a political rival to DeLong. So there are folks who are posting on social media. For example, there is a guy called Daniel Bassaboy Johnson. Johnson is reporting that David Kuyenangbe only crime was to appreciate Martin Colley for helping him at GoNet. DeLong removed him from payroll without the young man's knowledge.
Whoa,
Jesus.
whoa, for real.
This is what Daniel Bassaboy wrote. Remove him.
Mm.
Then Lasana Kane, a former staff in the office of the same DeLong, wrote this other one. He said, "My dear brother David Kuye Nangwe, soldier on. I truly feel for you in this difficult moment. Being replaced and removed from the payroll without any prior notice is painful and unfair. I almost told you about the situation the other day, but I held back because I felt you needed to discover it for yourself. Now that the reality has hit, I pray you find strength, solace, and a swift resolution. Better and greater opportunities will come. Still strong, shalom." This is from Lasana Kane. Then Daily Digest Liberia, the blog,
Yeah.
did a post on it. And it says, it appears that Senator DeLong's office is experiencing significant amount of turnover with another staff member, with another staff member, David Kuyenamwe, resigning. Namwe was reportedly removed from the payroll without prior notice, leading to accusations that DeLong is purging his staff. Some have linked Davis' removal to his public appreciation of potential political rival who sponsored his education at GoldNet. The situation has led to speculation. Let me see. I don't want to be sounding okay. So the situation has led to speculations about what the future holds for DeLong, especially as he continues to lose the support of his former allies and loyalists, with the possibility of a potential political rival in the mix. The dynamics of the upcoming 2029 election could become even more complex. It remains to be seen how DeLong will navigate these challenges and what the political landscape will look like in the coming years. This is an independent radio station, a very authentic and balanced talk show. We're using this open medium to inform anybody who is close to the office of Senator DeLong or anybody who is in the office of Senator DeLong to reach out. All those who follow radio business in the country, some way, somehow, got my number. If the senator office didn't get my number, trust me, that's a whole problem. If not, call the radio station WhatsApp number. We will want to hear from the office of Senator DeLong. If not now, but during the course of the show. But we will need to have a particular response from the office of Senator DeLong. It has been reported that DeLong removed David Kuyenamwe from the payroll. David Kuyenamwe was official was previously a staff in the office of Senator DeLong. And number two, I will also want, if you have the chance, to text me. Let me know whether you want to respond to this issue. Let me know, anybody listening and know where David Nangwe is. Let him know that we want to hear from him. We're also providing the opportunity to Senator Darius DeLong to reach out either through his personal assistant or political officer or whoever he may designate in his office to provide an official response to what we see floating on social media. But like I was saying, Alexa, before we come to you quickly, then we jump to the main reason we came to work. Um, it is reported that one man who won't be sending that to in Monserrado pay David Nangwe's school fees to one small school. And when David was graduating, they would say, oh, okay, now because of you are graduating from this school. Thank you. According to the information, the law is having issues. Why is office staff must be praising KOK for sending him to school when KOK wanted a senatorial job? I ain't going to call the other senatorial candidate name too much because I don't have to. This radio platform, when you mention somebody's name, oh man, I mean, you're already selling the person. I'm not going to do it. So for the sake of the platform, we use KOK. So the point is, the law, according to the information, is angry, envious. Now the boy who working with him will go take scholarship from another boy who won't be sending to, who won't take him from in the seat. So the main argument is, how the hell are you working with me? Then you go to the man who won't move me from him a seat to go pay for scholarship to the man. Then the man get his scholarship, now you go to school for you to call your mom, you come and graduate, then you pressing the man. You want to go say I'm not taking care of you? According to the information, the law allegedly removed David from the payroll without telling him. So David is angry. According to the information, he has resigned. He said, the law, even when you want moving from your payroll, you can't tell me. When you were appointing me, you told me that you want to give me job. If you want a job from me, why you can tell me? You gotta go move my name from on the payroll. More and I go to the bank to say I want to go get money. The bank say, "Oh man, you're not working here again." They sack you. You know. I mean, I'm just saying. You know what could be the possible discovery? You know, when you expect that you will be on the payroll, maybe your friend is taking pay and you go check and you're not seeing nothing. When you go make inquiry, they say, "Oh man, but you know, so they teach you." And David started to receive a lot of empathy messages, messages of solidarity. Lasana Khan, who previously worked in the office before you could move to the people, I'm told, wrote David and told David, said, David, the thing what happening, I wanted to tell you ever since. But I held back because I wanted you to discover it for yourself. To discover what? To discover how DeLong can treat people. Again, Alexa, we want to hear from the senator's office. We want to hear from David and know exactly what's happening. But as it has been reported, and with the post coming in from close friends of David, Lasana Kane and Daniel Basketball Johnson are all close allies to David Kuye Nangwe. From what they've written and everything so far, it is only but very concerning. I mean, regardless of the situation, I don't think the senator should have gone that level. And that's why we want to hear from him to know whether this is true. If what has been reported is authentic, then the senator shouldn't have done so. No, he shouldn't have done so. Even if they don't, if the David did not tell you, say, "Oh, I'm going to school," the man won't be sending that to send me to school. Whatever the case is, even if that is enough to warrant his dismissal, because we know the personnel staff at the legislature work at the will and pleasure of the legislator, the man who the lawmaker. The maker will go in there and see you playing with a woman in your dream in the morning and can't sack you. Wow. What happened? I know. I mean, I'm just saying. The man gonna see you. You make wake up one morning. You go to bed. You wake up one morning. In your dream, you see you in Neff. You play with a Neff in front of him. Man, wake up in the morning and say, "My man, you excuse me. I don't want to see you to this place again." But what should be done administratively is to let the man know, "My man, hey, listen, you are dismissed for administrative reason, or I just dismissed you because I don't want you here." They make no other option. But at least let him know that he's been dismissed. That is what David Friends got issue with, Alexa. I don't know what you say quickly. No time, or to spend on it. But yeah, give Dylan some of your mind, and let's move forward.
Uh, so I feel somehow sad for David, by the way, because no one should be treated in such a manner. Because I don't know if a day you're having this person to work, I'm sure this guy did not receive any warning letter to say, "Hey, do not come to work." He did not receive any notice to say probably you are suspended, or you are not needed here, or prior to his resignation. So I am here guessing that he had in his mind that he was still an employee, at the senator's office. So he needed to go to work, and it was never made clear as to your presence is no longer needed here. But I would like to go back a little bit, Oliver. There are people who are ingrates, and there are people who are very appreciative, right? There are people who take ingratitude as the order of the day for them, and there are people who would appreciate you no matter where you are, what position you're in, whether you have a different political party, or maybe your ideology does not align. They will still appreciate you when you do something good for them. So I think the problem the problem started probably when David accepted a scholarship from the other guy who happens to have allegedly senatorial. He has an intention to contest in the senatorial election 2029. So David accepted. David went to school. He graduated, and he openly appreciated the other party. and that was probably gratitude that I need to be thankful. Morally, when someone does something for you, Oliver, you need to say thank you. When someone gives you a gift, you need to say thank you. So it is not about I support you politically, I do not support you politically. There are people who would not care to say things, and we see that oftentimes in our body politics. There are people who have been helped by opposition political figures. At the end of the day, they wouldn't say thank you because the thing it is going to, go the other way against them. But there are people who have this moral obligation that regardless of where you are or who you are, I need to say thank you when you do something nice for me. So I think that's the case with David. But where the problem comes from is Dylan has, oh my God, Dylan is always on the left, you know? And judging from Lasana's own point of view, and it goes back to Daniel Basketball own point of view as well. It says a lot about who he is as a person and how he probably treats his followers and all that. He doesn't care about those young people, whether they were there for him, whether they helped in making him a senator. That he really doesn't care about that. And I also see some level of envy and jealousy, that he doesn't want to make peace with himself because something he was unable to do for David. I don't know if David went to him to have said, "Hey, Buzz, I want to go to this school." I don't know what exactly was that prior to this guy going to Gannett and graduating from there as well. I don't know. But this doesn't make sense to me. And to treat this young man, we just saying it based on the one that available to us. That's
Okay.
why we're saying Dylan could call us,
And
David could also call us.
and they could reach out.
Exactly.
So there is a breaking news.
Yeah, Supreme Court, huh?
Yeah. So the Supreme Court has denied the bill of information that was filed by Yaka Koluba, former representative Yaka Koluba filed a bill of information seeking the intervention of the court uh, to look into the former manner in which his colleagues at the legislature attempted his removal. According to the information, Kolua's legal team has accepted the ruling and vowed to appeal before the full bench of the Supreme Court of Liberia.
No, it's going to be long.
According to the Justice in Chamber ruling, what we are gathering, the court sheriff, the Supreme Court sheriff, said he didn't know who the exact person to get it read to.
Whoa.
So when he went, he get it read to the computer analyst in the office of the chief clerk. Well, this is the country President Bwaka is leading. You know, it's very sad.
I got a loss for worse.
No, I'm not lost. I'm just being careful so that I don't use some Sunday school voice on the radio.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm being careful. Because if this was not a radio program, I'm already in my head. I already using my across the bridge languages. Because this is totally, and I'm gonna say very insane. Look, the folks who are in charge of the judiciary should understand they are referees. They are not part of any team, whether team blue or team green. A writ was served. People signed the return. People signed. When the sheriff served the writ at the Capitol, people in the office of the chief clerk and other people in the very Capitol building signed. They received the writ. The sheriff is being paid by the Republic of Liberia to do some of the things that they're saying him to do. What was the mandate the court gave him? Alexa, take this writ to the House of Representatives and let them know that we are giving a stay order on all of their issues and inviting them to appear before the House to provide cause while Representative Koluba's request, for whatever the case is, should not lie. His job is not over until he can return to the court with a copy of the writ that he presented that was signed. Alexa, that was signed. He did that. He returned to the court with it. We have the document indicating staffs who signed on that particular paper. We are not lawyers. We do not pretend to be one or two. But the lawyers should do us justice. You are bypassing your own proceedings. You are ignoring your own proceedings because you want to satisfy, political people. I mean, how are we running this country? Hey, man. What's going on in Liberia, my people? We're told Yeka is at the airport on his way to Ghana. I said something yesterday. I'm not going to repeat myself today. When people are being chased out of their country, when people are made to see their country has been unsafe for them, when people make other Liberians to see the country to be uncomfortable for them, to the point where they no longer see it fit and befitting to reside, they will endeavor at all costs to make the country safe for them. Please, those of you who have the authority, stop doing what you're doing. You are gradually ruining the peace of this country. You are gradually taking this country into the dungeon. You are doing everything to erode the efforts we have made in sustaining this peace. Your actions are detrimental to our coexistence. Whether it is you, President Joe Bwaka, according to what we learned, that you are not pleased with how Yeke was insulting you, although you hail Yeke when he insulted your predecessor. Whether it is you, Rachel Kuhn, who will always feel uncomfortable holding the gavel because Yeke will always criticize the form and manner in which you are leading at the legislature. Whether it is you, Jeremiah Kuhn, who will have issues with Yeke utterances towards you, because Yeke will always criticize you for doing little or nothing to help Senator Prince Johnson when he was alive. Or whether it was any other person you want to think about. To take your personal political feelings and arm towards the justice of our country and arm towards the legal system of our country, interfere and manipulate. Today, the court is also hearing hearing complaint, filed against jurors in an attempt to overturn a non-guilty verdict. Soup had a press statement a couple of days ago. The last paragraph of that press statement that was read by Alexa, they said they are disappointed that the civil society actors, the faith-based institutions, the human rights organizations, the Bar Association, and the rest of the other integrity entities are silent on these growing issues in the country. Let me not lie to anybody. Let me not lie to any of you out there. The signs on the wall are not encouraging. The things we see happening are not encouraging. The pattern of injustice creeping in this country is scary, it's concerning, it is worrisome. You may sit in your home as a unity partisan and think you are having political victory. Oh yes, I remember the people who were from the National Democratic Party of Liberia, NDPL, of Samuel Kayando. At a certain point in time, they felt, okay, whatever Doe was doing, their party and partisans were happy. You may think you are a unity partisan in green t-shirt, and all of these things may appear to be victory for you. But then I remember there was a time where the National Patriotic Party of Liberia, NPP, had Charles Taylor as the president. When Taylor would do all of the things he was doing, when Bulldog and Chucky would go burn plastic on people cheering, they were celebrating and thinking that their political leader and president was powerful. until Sekou Damante Kone and Yaya Nimle appeared. Stop rocking the boat. We have suffered so long to maintain the peace that we continue to enjoy in this country. For the Liberian people to give you 6 years to lead this country is not a license to end the country. These things that we see happen on a daily basis are things that led us to some of the undesirable memories that we continue to have on a daily basis. Some of the unpleasant memories that we continue to have on a daily basis in this country. That's how it started. That's how these things started. That laws will be violated. The last time Justice Siana Yo handed down a ruling defining who the legitimate speaker of the Republic of Liberia at the time was. In the face of a ruling, the president had a press statement in the evening. He addressed the press and said he will work with the majority. When the law, the constitution, the principal agent of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia is the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Liberia. Whoever is the Chief Justice, that person becomes the official spokesperson of the law of the land. The final arbiter of justice. The Supreme Court said Kofa was the speaker. The president said he will work with the rebels. That was a flagrant violation of our laws. A total disregard to the constitutional order. We saw that happen in this country. The lips that are closed today were still closed. Kofa moved on. Kofa is a lawyer. He gone back to being the Grand Group people representative. He's busy with his political party, helping them to build their headquarters. He's into his private corporate activities. He has moved on. He chose to be a citizen to contribute. He chose to contribute to the society. There are people who the law will transgress against that may not be like Kofa. Alexa, there are folks who may be injured by injustice. They may not choose to be like Kofa who let it go. They may choose to get their own portion of the flesh. Like they'll say, to get their own pound of flesh. And any way they want to get it, they will get it. There are people who may choose to do that. In such extreme circumstance, in such extreme condition, the country will be the victim. Because it's not going to come a silver platter. Whatever they may plan to do may not come and happen easily and be done. It will have to take several layers of destruction. Please maintain the peace of this country. The pastor, the senior pastor of the church that Jeremiah Kung can go to, please call your member and tell him to maintain the peace of this country. If Richard Kung can go to church, please call his pastor. Tell a pastor to tell a member to maintain the peace of this country. The pastors of all of the judges on the bench of the Supreme Court and all of the different courts in our country, their pastors and imams should call them and tell them to maintain the peace of this country. The Baptist Church of Liberia, specifically the Effort Baptist Church pastor, should call President Bwaka and tell him that he was elected president of this country to keep the country in peace and not in pieces. Dictatorial tendencies are creeping. When rulings that are very simple, based on fundamental civics, knowledge and different, simple, easy, legal interpretations. When simple things that even the kid on garden cheering can just read the case file and say, "But the case not case." If those cases start to have complexities, how on earth for the 8 men supposed to sign to remove a particular person? They have a list of 48. The next day, there are over 3 different people who say their names were not placed on it. The man who felt offended go to the court, and the court is telling him, we cannot listen to you. We cannot listen to you. Your better information is being denied. The guys acted rightly, although you have an issue. The lawyers went, they filed an appeal to the full bench. Since the first one judge, we hope the full bench will look into it and use the law of our country. These are dangerous signs. I know you will sit down and say, "Not my business." I know you will think it's not your business, but there will be a time it will be all everybody's business. When Baka Matthew and Toba they were doing that nonsense in Moravia, there were people in the butchers in Nima, in Maryland, in other places who didn't know anything about it. But the nonsense they were doing in Moravia became the whole country business when Taylor and Prince Johnson started coming in the picture. It is not the situation where you will sit there and say, well, why I get to do it? That's how this kind of nonsense can start. That's how the country can start getting tense. The responsibility of every government is to ensure that they lead the country in peace and not in pieces. Stop fueling tension in the country. When people start to get afraid of the court, when people start to see the courts as not being fair to dispense justice, that's a bad perception. When the citizens start to see the court as a place that can be easily manipulated, they may not want to go to court anymore. Do you know when people choose not to go to court, do you know what option available to them? That jungle justice, that mob violence. Is that where we want this country to go? Is that where we want to have our country leading to? You got to stop. Reading the particular story online and seeing what is happening is disheartening. Didn't we say it yesterday? I said it. Yesterday I said the Supreme Court Justice in Chima will deny Yeke tomorrow. Not on the basis of the law, but on the basis of what we heard from a political standpoint, from people from the political sources. To disregard the constitution of the country, to disregard the constitutional principles. The reason for our existence as a country is because we are bounded. Bounded by constitutional law. We fall in the particular geographical locale. How to call Liberians. Beyond that, there is a law that is supposed to control us. If that law is being violated and people feel injured, they go seek justice and they cannot find it, where do you think they will go? If I'm hurt by somebody's action against me and I go to the law with all of the evidence available, and the law look at me and say, my man, it may not be you. My eye is bleeding with blood. My face is bruised up. My lip split. My teeth broken. I got bruises all over my skin. I'm there telling you they beat me. They almost killed me. And the judge is looking me in the face and saying, my man, nothing happened to you. That man going back with the bruises all over his body. What mindset do you think he's going back with? When he's in pain, he went to the law for the law to give him justice. Instead of receiving justice, justice is turning her back against him. Do you know what you're sending the man? You are indirectly telling him to go and find justice himself. Do you know Yeka know who over there against him? If the court cannot give him justice, are you thinking if Yeka will want to seek justice on his own? Okay, since the court cannot maybe retain my job that was illegally taken from me, I will make the man who took the job from me to give it back to me. Whatever way I will use, I will do it. Are we thinking about that? Are we considering the implication of some of the legal and political decisions we are taking? The greatest thing anybody can do is to win election. The rest is to unite the country and push the country forward. When you do what is right, unite the country. You may not think about the next election because once the country is in harmony, the people will want to continue with the administration. Such a toxic environment you continue to create. Do you think at any election in this country, the masses will go for you? How long will you continue to suffocate the people? when there are leaders who attempted to suffocate the people. I know some leaders who say a particular tribe will not exist. Today, we go to counter me, all the tribe can be singing SKD. They did not succeed. I know some leaders who say they would have had all of the time in power. Today, some of their homes are built are now homes to Zogos. I know leaders who say, who fell into themselves that they were Lord and gospel and demon gods. Today, we can only read about them in the history books. Their kids are in destitution, hopeless. Nothing to show for the power they had. Why can't you guys take the country in one piece? Why can't you guys lead the country in peace? And you continue to ignite tension. I don't know what these pastors are preaching these days in church. I don't know what the imams are saying when they sit on the mat in the mosques. I don't know what they're saying to their members. What are the civil society actors writing in their press releases? What is the Bar Association saying about the creeping manipulation we see happening in the courts, ranging from illegal land grab, bookers demolition orders, controversial court ruling to demolish properties, to the flagrant violation of the Constitution and disregard for the constitutional authority by the president and the rest of the executive. What is the Bar Association saying about it? I don't know what the traditional council members are saying. But there's one thing I know that is for sure. That if we do not wake up, if we refuse to confront this particular evil child that is growing, this evil child that is springing up to violate the laws of our country, to use the laws against people who do not have the political protection. If we do not curb it, we will have a big puzzle on our hands to solve. It is worrisome. It is. It is worrisome, Alexa, and those of you listening to this. Your country is degenerating into something. The leaders of this country will have to wake up. And I say so because when we are peaceful here, or we enjoy. When you get messy in a place, or always suffer. The best we can do is to pray for it to be better, that other always enjoy it. The Yaka case was now a major topic, but reading what is being reported is so emotional, it's very sad that we are watching a beautiful country going down the drain and nobody talking. Alexa, that's all I have to say.
Um, Yesterday, I said, I don't know where Liberia is going, but Liberia keeps going, right? We don't know where we are as a country, but we are where we are. And it is really, really disappointing because this country is a country of law. This country is a country that's not a personal organization owned by an individual or just a couple individuals. This country is not anyone's personal property. No, this country is for everyone, every citizen of this country, everyone born in this country, everyone who believes it is deemed necessary to be called citizen of this country. But 2026 May, and we are still here sounding like a broken record, still talking about the rule of law being disrespected. We're still here discussing people disregarding the constitution that makes this country, the constitution that also promotes democracy, the constitution that you know gives us the leaders we have, elected leaders, appointed leaders, the very constitution that establishes, the very constitution that gives power and influence to people to govern this country the best way possible. This is the same constitution that's being disregarded, disrespected, and the very constitution that people do not care about. And I like the fact where you referenced the situation about Honorable Kofa. When his situation started, people thought it was just an individual. And I still remember I said, this is not about an individual. This is not about one person. This is the beginning of a trend that will see a lot of people go down a drain that they did not imagine. And I think it was actually manifested because with Kofa's Saka, everybody thought it was, oh, it is just about him. He's just one person, and that was that. But that was the beginning. And prior to that, we had other, different issues in the country about tenured positions. We talked about those tenured positions. We talked about the individuals involved, and recommendations were getting made, presented. People who are respectable, independent analysts, people who do not care about, what government is in power, what government is not. They had their own views. Even people who are prominent, eminent, they had their own views about, all those things. When you were disrespecting the rule of law, even though you promised, when you are disregarding the constitution that makes you president, makes you minister, makes you a representative or whoever you are, it means the system is failing everybody. If the system can fail a person who is an elected official, what becomes of ordinary citizens? I am concerned about ordinary citizens. I am concerned about those ladies in the market. I'm concerned about those guys pushing wheelbarrows. I'm concerned about all those people. Because imagine when the laws cannot handle things as should be, it becomes a problem for you, an ordinary person, because you wouldn't even want to try. You wouldn't even want to go ahead to take whatever case you have, legal matter, to the court, because in your mind you're going to say, what exactly will become of me when Fonati Kofa was treated the way he was, even though you had legal guidance saying this man is still the legitimate speaker based on the law. But at the end of the day, politics played out, and we know where Fonati is today. He is no longer the speaker. Fonati is just there as a representative, you know? So it tells you that this trend was planned. This did not happen accidentally. It did not happen all of a sudden. No, it was planned. And I believe it is still being planned. Because today, imagine what happened to Yeke Kolba. And we're discussing Yeke Kolba not because we are, probably his people or whatever you might want to say. Yeke Kolba is another individual. But what is being played with is the law. That's the problem. So you are telling me something you're calling a mistake. Oh, the person who should have received what was taken from the Supreme Court, that person did not receive it. That's why Yeke is in the position he's in at this point in time. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. It sounds like a very flimsy excuse, to do what you want to do, but you needed something as a loophole to continue. And that was it. You found it. Oh, that person was not present. The person who should have received the rate was not, rate of prohibition or rate of whatever was not there. So because of that, this is it. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. This country is a country that should be governed not selectively. No, you should not select who are those people to target. There are people who are very critical. Some of them are independent, voices in this country. They're there, they're here. They're having different talks, different, analysis on the things that are happening in the country. So this is more like, a trend to silence critical voices in the country. People who want to keep this government's feet to the fire, regardless of what may. That's the problem. So as long as you're here and you see what's going on, you're going to be scared. You do not want to have a view on national issues. You don't want to talk about the things the president is doing, or you don't want to talk about reminding the president to fulfill his promises. Then it becomes a problem. We may not have a war with guns. We may not be under bullets. We may not be under, grenades or bombs or whatever it is, all those things that were used when we had the civil crisis in the country. But we are fighting war. We're fighting psychological war. We are fighting a very legal war. And who becomes the victim? Ordinary citizens. You, me, Oliver, because we are all citizens in this country. Even the people who are considered, the elite, people who are considered powerful, because Fonanti he is a powerful man, but the position he held as the speaker, you saw what happened. You saw what happened. You saw a whole click thing. And now we're going to be here, and people will say, "Oh, the law is the law." You're making fun. That means you're playing in our faces. You're saying one thing because it is in your favor, 100% that goes. And it brings me again to the Samuel Tours a case. You know, this man, he's a senator. He wrote something, and I'm sure we're going to read that as, I don't know if today or tomorrow. He wrote something again. To paraphrase, whatever happens, Samuel Tour must be guilty, whether he was acquitted at first or not. As long as this is what the king wants, it happens. As long as this is what the queen wants, it happens. So we're all here and we have just one person. When the person wants, everyone to be thirsty, we have to be thirsty because that's what the king wants. When the king says the thing that happened off Capitol, the hooligans, it means that the thing that will happen. Whether like it happen or it happen, as long as that's what the king wants, that's exactly what is going to go, and becomes a problem because this country is to be governed in a way that everyone feels at home, everyone belongs. That's why we're Liberians. That's why we're Liberia. People have come, people have gone. Liberia remains, and Liberia will still be here 2, 3, 400 years after I will die. Oliver will die. Or Liffy Nana will die because 100 years from now will not be here. Eh? Liberia will still be here. You're going to have a new generation to take over this country. So you will not be president forever. You will not be senator forever, representative. You will not even be the people that to the Supreme Court, Nana, Chief Justice, or the justices on the bench. You will not be there forever. So it tells you have to move with caution. You have to move to govern this country in the way that everybody will be happy. We're not saying you will go to somebody who want to be smiling, but the systems will be able to work for everyone. If the system is yet to work for everybody, the system is to some extent selective, and the people who are to account for things they've done, you choose the few people you think should be able to account for the things they've done, and you forget about the people who are also doing the same things. It means you're selective, you're being biased, and that's a problem. But Oliver, I hope there will be a moment where we'll look back at all these things that are happening, and we'll be like, yeah, it is over. And here we are. At least our country is back to where it is supposed to be. At least the laws of the country are respected. The Constitution is basically just there, and that Constitution governs everybody. Because without the Constitution, we would not have a president. We would not have a lawmaker. We would not have a senator. We would not have a minister, or we would not have any of you. It means we'll still be, talking about the Jungle Justice Day. When all the made me fair, I just take us gonna more up in such a like you here. Nobody will can ask me what happened. When people start to use their own means, their own strength to protect themselves, to help themselves, and disregard the systems that are in place, it means we are failing as a country. Because there are people who will say, I don't trust the system. You're losing public trust on a daily basis. And you think this is because of Yeke Koluba situation right now, and that's why we're talking about this. No, we have always talked about all these things that are happening. And the funny thing is, these things keep repeating every day, every now and then. So, how do you call someone an enemy of the state when someone says something and you say, oh, the person is making up stories and all that, but the same thing a person saying a kamba and then it happening? Who is the original, enemy of the state? So we need to move the country the way the country is supposed to be moving.
Okay, so that's what it is. Yaka lawyers say they go into the court, they go into the full bench of the Supreme Court to register their disagreement with the justice in chamber. Maybe the full bench of the court could be the last hope for the rule of law in this country. If that fails, then Liberians should now understand where the country is currently headed. But that's exactly where we are. We are told Yeke is out of the country. That's what we are told. It is unofficial yet, but it has been reported that Yeke left for Ghana. Let's keep praying. Let's keep praying for the country. But like we said, just before we move to the next topic quickly, then we'll just combine all two and take calls. The country is now okay.
Nah, things are rampant.
The country is now okay. It used to be playing when you go to church. It used to be joking when you go to mosques. This time on Friday, when you go to the mosques, don't play. If you were jokingly praying in the mosques, like you praying, you're not serious. You are distracted. This time you go to the mosques, pray with your heart.
No, don't do that thing. Yeah.
If you used to go to the church,
We had an entire holiday
if you used to go to the
to pray
church,
for this
if
country.
you used to go to the church and the pastor praying and you're thinking about Arsenal and Baka playing in the evening and you are not focused in service, it's about time you be very serious when you're praying and pray for the country. If we have not, the whole of today will not say anything good. Right into your ear, they won't take it. Pray for Liberia. If you can pray, find somebody to pray for the country. If you can pray, find somebody to pray for the country. The country is not okay. The things we see happening on a daily basis, they are strange. That's not democracy. How democracy can work? That one branch of government would do this thing, and the other man on the other side will say, you know what? We're not satisfied. Look at the other thing happening in the Samatua case.
I just can't.
You disbanded the jurors. All of the jurors you put in outside, the whole jury, you disbanded the jury. The jurors came out, spent time with their families and their different relatives. 3 of them woke up and said, "Oh, we voted said someone was guilty, and the person said someone was not guilty." They put and gave our other friend the money.
So why would not say they give you money?
They didn't talk it in the temple of justice. They didn't talk it in the basement of the temple of justice. They didn't talk it there. They did not accuse their friends of being temporary while they were up at the temple of justice. But the waiter will pour all of them also after days. Then they went back to court to say, "Oh, our offering that we all downstairs in the hole." They bribed them.
Oh, so can I send this to you?
The judges, I mean, we'll look at it later. The judges will look at that kind of thing and give ear to ear. And what we are gathering is worrisome for the country. When people go find hope in the law, and the law can protect them,
You protect
they'll
yourself.
find hope in the street. If I'm to my business place, in my supermarket, and robber can there, firing gun hold it. I calling the police, and the police telling me, my man, you play well, we ain't got water, we ain't got gas, we ain't got gun, we can come to you. At that level, I do not have any other option but to pick up whatever I can pick up to retaliate against the very hardcore armed robbers. If the man cannot find justice at the court, he'll find justice where he can find it. Is that the country President Bouaka wants us to live in? Is that the country the Chief Justice of our country wants us to live in? Because he's the head of the judiciary. There are allegations of judicial malpractice. There are several allegations of judicial malpractice all over the place. The last time Mo Ali said people can go take people land.
Oh, yeah.
They go now through the probate court to do stuff. These are allegations on a daily basis. The Chief Justice is the head of the judiciary. He should be responsible. He should be concerned about allegations of political manipulation through the courts. But what? Are the people in power thinking the whole country stupid? That we just sit down here, few people in power, and we just respect them. But real life now, there are people who got money, educated, get trained by people in government. The only reason why we respect people in government is because the law say they are there. So why the law can't apply to everybody?
Selective.
Why the law can't apply to everybody? The law said when President Bouaka come in with a $1.2 million car, all the pack.
That's the law.
That's the law. We can park, he can come in pass, he enter the mansion, even when he went waggle or he went sleep, whatever he went to the mansion, we can park, he will pass and go sit down to the mansion. Anything he want to do there, he do it there. He rather come out with park again, he pass. The law say we will respect him because he's our president. If the law say the other one, it should be the way, then the president and few of your friends will come out and say, no, it might not be like that. The way we wanted, how it must be. How we respecting your own law that providing your constitutional rights, and when it reaches the point where other people's own constitutional rights are supposed to be upheld and respected, then it becomes a problem. Man, how do we do this? The law was clear the other day and said Richard Kuhn is a rebel. It's not a speaker. There is a legitimate presiding officer. That ruling from Justice Siana Yo, the former Chief Justice, was clear enough to have informed the Liberian people that Richard Kuhn was the illegitimate speaker at the time. Our president, who we respect because of the law, saw the law being in the favor of another person and bypass it and say, although the law said the real speaker is not Kuhn, but I'll work with him. Do you know what it means? If somebody driving, the president come and say, well, man, I'm not moving on the road, the president will be violating the president's right. But the president was brave enough to violate the right of other people. We are all covered under the law. That's why Lady Justice got blind cloth on her face.
She cannot see.
She cannot see. Lady Justice doesn't see who is a unity partisan who can suck Joe Bouaka's shoes when they finish washing it. She doesn't see who can do that. She doesn't care about who lives to CDC headquarters. Lady Justice doesn't care for who can go to Unity Party headquarters. That's how it should be. When justice start to see who is a unity partisan, who is angry that way is acquitted, then there is a problem. When justice start to have problem and start to see that that Yeke, who was causing President Bouaka say he can't here for appeal, then there's a problem. Justice should be looking at the law, what is enshrined in every legal paper before her. Justice, I'm here for the 8 men so to remove me. Out of the 48, 3, 4, 5 say they did not know how the name surface on the paper. Please bring the people then who to do and let them come and tell her whether they get 48. And if not, we can subpoena the 48 to come and attest and confirm whether their signatures were placed there by themselves based on their consent. That's the law. The law ain't know who brought it. That's how it should be. Unfortunately, We are all sitting and watching the country go down. Yeah, Charlie then, Charlie then, Sandro Johnson then, MPFL, MPP. Hello, the hard men are running the country, and other people were silent. Bishop Michael Pakala friends then were talking in the country. Shaka from my country then they were mustering the courage to talk in this country. And not many people joined them to talk. And in the end, we saw what happened. Please, we love this country. All we love this country. If I ain't like, if I mean, if someone ain't like the country, we would have taken the offer Unity Party people were proposing to us.
It doesn't end because it keeps coming every now and then.
If we didn't look, if it was not about the country, we finna taking money. I wasn't we take money. We finna taking money. We jump on. Come on, I mean, I see somebody say, "Oh, man, I see CDC and UP who get money, Nana." If what we are doing is not about the country, where you think we'll go? We'll go to where the money is. If we were doing this thing for money, we will go to where the money is. The government got the money. But it's about the country. It's about ensuring that the right thing is done. Look, I do not care who's in power. When the right things are being done, I'm okay. Respect the law, face the rules. In an LEC be stable, it shouldn't be coming in. Why would people fending themselves with cardboard sheet and all show pack? When those things are done, I do not care who's the president. When the proper things are being done, I don't care who's the president of the republic. Once the country is on path. But when the rights of Liberians are being violated, when they go to court and they cannot seek redress, when justice cannot be served, when the judges will have to make decisions based on the party they are from, then it is worrisome. It is troubling. We can build all of the skyscrapers in this country if we do not address the creeping dictatorial tendency that we see moving into the judiciary. We can build the skyscrapers. The beginning will come from Butuo. One day, God forbid, they will bring it down. Tobert. And they were building the country election. You know what? Yeah, people, moral or fun. They said that some MPFL railway went to the hydro and they pulled RPG inside because they said they were in the bush fighting and someone kind of do an immoral watching show.
What senselessness.
Yes. Yeah. You can't control what the nonsense can bring.
Oh, no, never.
You can't control it. They said they went to the hydro and they said, do immoral drinking cold beer. We got quarreling or yeah, immoral. The man look at me. They said, that's shooting. That's shooting what they did. Like Ellen got the kind of power you what they call. Even though she too, she was. The point is, we have to discourage our people who got power to stop misusing the power. They got to stop. If you get strength, you go in the community, you see Alessa, pa in your ear. You see Mary, pa in your ear. You see John, pa in your ear. You just slap. So maybe you slap Alessa, she'll hold her ear and pass. You slap Mary, she'll hold her ear and pass. You do that one, you will go slap Ezekiel, you will hold your hand. And that fighting could point some horses in that community. That fighting could make people market waste. That fighting could make people get crippled. That fighting could do a lot of stuff. They think people getting strength and people got power. It has to stop. Use the power wisely. Since they got making the power every day, Alexa, every day they're running behind somebody. They want to remove somebody from job. If they don't want to remove somebody from job, they're using the code to manipulate. All these things are unhealthy for the democracy of our country. They're unhealthy. I want to come official can be scared when it kind of thing is happening.
I know.
When you're in power and you find political tension growing in the country on a daily basis, you should be concerned. Government officials, go back to your political party or your government chat room and you'll talk to one another. Because you are the ones in government now. If the country tense, it's not good for you. No, when the country gets tense, it will not be good for you. So instead of you sitting in your corner, in your governmental corner, and celebrating what is going on, you should be seeking remedy. Be seeking remedy that will bring reconciliation to the country. I heard Prince told go Aru on People in the legislature, they say they want to suspend the man for 3 months. They say the other lawmaker who go talk a own thing, they want to suspend the man for this one. These things are not healthy. They are not. And the sad part is, Rachel Kuhn is the one who presided over Yaga Koluba expulsion.
Right.
No, let's be honest now. Rachel Kuhn, who took the speakership clandestinely. You understand me? He took it clandestinely. You know why I say so? Because he had to resign from the very speakership. That's why he said he had. He resigned from it to recontest.
We've seen a lot of.
So it means he held it clandestinely for over 8 months.
And he knew that he was not.
He knew he was not a legitimate speaker. But the president of the republic, who is supposed to be the chief custodian,
he had the support,
went and sat down under an illegitimate speaker to present the state of the affairs of the Republic of Liberia. The Sona address. He presented the first one to Rachel Kuhn, you remember? The man who presided over Sona, after 8 months, resigned from a position to go and recontest for the same position you were holding.
And that was just a validation that he was never the legitimate speaker.
A validation that he was operating contrary to what the Supreme Court had ruled against. Evidence of the fact is the decision about the full bench of the Supreme Court to have boycotted that State of the Nation address because they did not want to validate the illegality that was being endorsed by President Bouaka. There are sound unity partisans who we know in this country. They know what we are saying. They know that it is wrong. Constitutionally, it is egregious. You don't do it. But a majority of them, out of political sentiments, will think it is the best thing to do. Hey, just stop it. There were people who we know in the country who said they could wipe away the whole country. I know who brought that kind of nonsense in their mind.
The rest is history at this point in time.
To think you can do that. Today, Kandemi, now you say Kandemi on SKD and no
no, we have a good time.
And it gets so gonna country when I get citizens.
No, not possible.
No, all the countries say got citizens. So I'm just thinking, who brought some kind of nonsense somebody here one time?
The president was drunk.
There's some people who felt they would have remained in the political class of this country. They would have remained in leadership forever. So this one, they ain't got food to eat. So this one, their children are wayward. They're zogos. They're beggars. There is this thing about, and by the way, LEC not stable. That LEC will on. If we go off, we'll come back on. So maybe let you know. You know we forgot, right? Yeah, we're talking here. LEC not stable. LEC will on. If the station go off, just quickly we're trying to do we'll switch back to generator. So we just letting you know. But hey, this is the situation. The country is proceeding wrongly. People should look. If you are a united partisan, there is nothing wrong with you telling your government to stop, to tone down the politics. The government should be grateful that the opposition community is not unreasonable. The things happening in the country, a united party was in opposition. Every day they were protesting in the country. In fact, that Yaka case, they would have flooded the Capitol building with protest. Twain was declared not guilty. Today the court called him back in the court. On flimsy allegation, if the United Party were in power, they would have flooded that court. Yeah. The government should be looking at the opposition. It's not unreasonable. When you have such a condition in the country where the opposition is not pressurizing you unnecessarily, unjustly, you need to govern in one accord. You need to govern with caution. Because people already decided to say, look, you know what? We'll watch you do your thing. They're avoiding you. They're trying to avoid conflict. But you keep pushing them. People try to avoid conflict, you keep pushing them. The same thing you did. The former first lady bill, her foundation, taking care of people, poor children, orphans. Go sit down way in Marshall. She doesn't want to be bothered with what's happening in Monrovia. You're left from where Monrovia, you go Marshall. To go check solar panel on top of the hall. Where you take the solar panel from, where you put on top of the house. people avoiding you. People choose not to get involved with the political day-to-day activity in the country. They say, look, let's watch your election time come, we'll do election. But let them lead in peace. We don't want to be the reason why they will say we want to bear the role. CDC are protesting. We want to bear the role. ALP are protesting. We want to bear the role. ANC are protesting. The people say, let's relax and watch them do the thing. You got power. Free. Nobody protesting against you. Nobody embarrassing you. But every day you're running behind people looking for problem where there is none. Even the most lazy man in the community, when you keep hammocking, he will buy you.
Oh yeah, he has to react. I mean,
If you keep hammocking to the point where he cannot stand it, he will buy you. Just stop. There's a reason why I keep saying just stop, just stop. A day is coming. We'll remind you why we keep saying just stop. Man, I mean, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And I know, so I saw a young minister. I don't want to dignify him. He already started building houses in Banave, and yeah, BB stores. And so he's obsessed with the small money he's making. And so he will support any other thing.
oh yeah.
But hey, bro, when push comes to shove, come on, it's gonna be dangerous for all of us. Let's maintain the peace of this country. Like the only thing we get to maintain the peace of the country. Content meeting will go celebrate, we'll come back. Election time come, we cause all the electoral noise. Who wins. The person take the job. The next will go. We do our in the morning. We can do all of the politics, but we should never ever allow politics to enter the courts. That is the last place. If the court is compromised, then there is no game. We go play for while the referee die or the referee drunk. There is no game. Who will be refereeing? Who will play the referee drunk? The lineman drunk? They compromise. There is no game. This country will crumble if the legal system is not trusted. Who will listen to who? Look at Sheriff. They say Sheriff did not see the mean person is so good.
I don't want to think.
He's so
about
pull
that.
it in Chief Clerk hand.
What are you talking about?
When Chief Clerk got staff. Also, the staff knows say they rate is from the Supreme Court. I said, to call my boss lady, Major Sayon, and tell us, Major, we got radio from the Supreme Court. Let me send it to you on WhatsApp so you see it. So you forward to Richard Kun. Even when Mandela Cooper playing with it, you will still read. No, but it's simple.
As I said, that was planned. So a loophole was needed. And
But
of course,
that very loophole was very vulnerable. It was unnecessary for the High Court to use that as an excuse to say it was not properly served. What do you call properly served? People who work, who got ID card from central administration, from the office of the chief clerk and protocol office, receive the rate.
it was not properly served.
If that was a letter from Boko Haram, they were going to get rid of Richard Kun. I mean,
No excuse.
no excuse.
No excuse.
But by the way, hold on. By the way, Richard Kun was presiding over the session, and he said, "Do we have a communication from the Supreme Court?" I come here, Alexa. Let me play.
Yeah, we still have that video, right?
Yeah. I think I got it. I think I have it. Let me try. Let me try and find that video.
You know, there's no way.
Mhm.
There's no way around it.
Yeah.
You cannot fix it. You cannot beautify it because it keeps getting back that it doesn't make any sense at all. So just a simple mistake, as you guys are calling that.
Come and listen.
So let's hear the relating to the judicial submitting the court citation. I would like to receive any citation as it relates to the issue that we're going to execute. No, Madam Speaker.
Okay.
Imagine.
He said, Richard Kun said, we saw on social media that the Supreme Court said they gave citation to you, the chief clerk, in your office. Did you receive any citation?
No, Honorable
She said, no,
Speaker.
Honorable Speaker. What she would say? What would she say? So, as the speaker who is law abiding,
Hmm.
government is about cooperation and coordination.
Law abiding.
A speaker who is supposed to be law abiding.
That's the right one.
Government is about coordination and cooperation. Three separate but coordinating branch of government. How they call it?
Mhm.
If you got the rumor on social media,
So you couldn't call this
No,
lady
wait,
prior
wait.
to go into
Thank you.
session.
You got to enter session before you call the chief clerk.
That thing will plan. I'll tell you the thing.
You got to enter session before you call the chief clerk. If look, I'm the general manager of Freedom Radio by the grace of God. If I hear say, oh, something happened to Freedom Radio Liberia on social media,
You're gonna wait until
I
you
hear say,
hear.
oh, the man is stealing fuel oil from Freedom Radio fence.
You wait.
Do I have to come to work the next day
And then you
before I
ask the
call
security.
the security and say, my man, I saw on Facebook yesterday say people are stealing fuel from here. I threw the stove fuel from here.
Mm.
I'll be to my house or wherever I am and call the security and say, hey, I seen something on my phone here. People stealing fuel to that place from our generator room. They say, you don't know, chief. Oh, yeah, oh, chief, somebody stole 1 gallon. They're coming to work the next day. I know what decision I'm coming to make. So if
Well, if it's really urgent, you have to be here.
Mhm. So
not tomorrow.
So if I intend on coming to work tomorrow without wanting to buy fuel,
yeah.
the mere fact that I got the information from the security that, oh, they stole the fuel, that means when I come in, I will have to buy fuel. So Kun said he saw the thing on Facebook. What Richard Kun needed to have done was to consult the chief clerk and ask chief clerk the thing I see on Facebook. Did you got her number? You got WhatsApp?
I mean, get going enjoy is a call. What are you talking about?
Did you receive anything of such nature? Because you know what you're doing. It involves the removal of another person.
That's not even a joke. That's like something very serious.
Very serious. It involves the removal of another person. You will call. Did you receive it? If she said no, he said, please ask your staff.
To follow up.
What we are seeing here, it shows that it was delivered. Ask your staff. The chief clerk will go in her office, her WhatsApp chat room, the office of the chief clerk will go there. How many of y'all receive something from the Supreme Court? Oh, Bola did Amil.
See it? Simple
Oh,
fact.
Bola did Amil. Oh, honorable speaker, somebody to do it.
They didn't want to get that. They didn't want to receive that at all.
The truth is, you guys knew.
You chose
And
not
that's why I
to.
said sometimes, let's get the Supreme Court and let's put Sasiwu. Rest
Does that actually work?
No. Look, sometimes we got to be very extreme on some issues. Let's get the Supreme Court and let's get Sasiwu. Before you enter the court to go get a testimony, to go testify, pass through the Sasiwu, room, right? Just pass there, let them put the green pantage around you, you sprinkle some water on you, there you go. And you open your mouth to talk anything in the court, and you know you're lying, you just drop, who cause him,
Yeah.
No, I mean, so many things cannot happen. Because it is very sad that people who know the truth, they will know the truth. They know exactly what's happening. You don't call that politics. That's not politics. That's jeopardizing the safety of the country.
The thing is, you have a group, right? And the group has already planned to do certain things and not to do certain things. So behind the scenes, you've already discussed exactly what to say
Mhm.
when you have other people present.
We must go and say we didn't receive it.
See, exactly.
We must say that the computer analyst receive it.
So when the man say, I will ask you,
Is the computer analyst still holding his job?
it should not be there.
Because if he is not a responsibility to hold rate from the court, why did he hold it?
receive it?
Why did he hold it? If he received it, why didn't he turn it over to the proper authority?
He should not be there.
He should not be
because
holding his job today.
This is chaotic.
He should not be holding his job. But you know why? This is a calculator that the same way them were doing it.
It
The
was
hard door them were doing it.
planned.
The hard tailor them were doing it. And what made the country nasty today?
This is programming. Okay? It is.
To think you are smarter than the whole country is naivety. That's being naive. I mean, it's absurd, though. I don't want to do Sunday school thing yet, but it is terrible.
Don't do Sunday school thing.
To think you know everything, but past everybody in the country, that's troubling. Richard Kuhn and all the people who doing the things they're doing. Look, Jenkins Scott was the justice minister in this country on assignment, though. We heard saying he used to be eating the full people Kalama where they can throw away 3 days on the dump site.
Whoa.
Yeah, in this country, he was drinking plastic water. Drinking stuff. And he died on the dump site. People were asking, who down there? Azogo know that the former justice minister.
So table turns.
And that's how William V. Stallman got plenty of mansions all over the country. Most of them, slow butchers. They were in Tottenham Farm in my county, Maryland. Slow butchers. They weren't in Harper. Where the submarine and the boat used to come and dock behind. I saw Zogo living inside.
Mm.
They weren't in Bonkande, Tottenham Farm. In Bonkande. So butchers, rubber, everything, nothing there. Yeah, Tobo horse there in Bento.
Oh yeah.
That snake and
I know.
yeah,
that
snake
place.
and cockroaches with rabbit, Tabadu then living inside.
Where is Sabadu?
Mouse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they bent up everything, and so now when they enter inside, they go, throw the Julu ball inside.
Akene.
I'm only saying this to you to say there were people who had power, who had everything, and felt unto themselves that they were demon gods. Today they are nowhere.
You know the story as Liberians. You know.
These people know what other people who did similar things that they are doing today. They know how the people ended. Why are you continuing to do the same thing when you know your fate is imminent? You know, we'll come and go take us.
All the words we have used, all the words
Nobody
we
must say.
use.
Nobody must say people were not talking against the government. People were not
Exactly.
advising the government. Nobody must say it.
We're doing a very, very good job for this government.
We are,
Like,
in fact,
we are helping.
we are the number one supporters of this government.
We are helping this government.
If we don't love this country, we will not say it. We will not say the things we
We
say.
allow the country to go down the drain, and we say, okay, here we are. But we continue to talk
Look at the number of people the government hurting in the country.
every given day.
Look at the number of people you are hurting since President Barack came to power. Look at the number of people who are being hurt on a daily basis. 450 EPS officers who were trained to protect their country. They were not trained to play football or basketball. They were trained to hold gun and fire it. Hello? No, I mean, look, that's why the show is the biggest in the afternoon in the country. Yeah, there's no argument about it. On the platform, we can say it raw. The EPS officer, they were not trained to do Sunday school or study class or sell mochi biscuit. They were trained to hold AK-47, grease it, advance it, and fire when there is a threat.
Yeah.
When there is a threat to the secure package they are providing, coverage over. So they are signing the speaker, they are signing the president, they are signing the vice president. If there is any threat, their job, they not get different job.
You have to protect.
Their job not to single, their job not to pro. Their job is if they assign you with any B-man and there is a threat to the life of that B-man, is to open your gun, advance it, look at the threat, and open fire on it. Hey, you not able to try over you. That's what they were trained for. Nothing else. They come making the power and sack those people. What are the men going back to? What are the men going back to the community to be good with the people? We don't know. What else when they're not join armed robbery? We don't know. But you look at them, you sack them on flimsy excuse. You look at over 2, 3, 4,000 silver sevens, 800 ministry of this, 800 the other one, 200 the other one. You sack all of them. What are they going back to being prostitutes? You don't know. What are they going back to being zogos? You don't know. What are they going back to being armed robbers? You don't know. The other people you heard so. Over 60,000 motorcyclists in Monserrato. You took their money from them. You registered their helmet. You registered their shoes. You registered their jacket.
Everything.
Their driver licenses and everything, including insurance. You took it from them. Then you deprived them of coming to town that can give them their huge revenue. You seized their motorbike. Police sold their motorbikes. So men can't even find a motorbike today. They don't know where the motorbikes are. They took loan from banks to buy their motorcycles. Today they cannot operate their motorcycles. Some of the people still paying for the loan they took for motorbike that police officers stole from them because the government says so. People credit brag money. Access Bank, Community Susu Club. They go buy 2-4 dozen of women blouses. Women tete bra. Go be selling it on American Street. Central Monrovia, selling just to make ends meet, to feed the family and send a little child to school. Set the police officer go and beat them, seize their goods, take some of the tete bride and get rid of their girlfriends, confiscate their materials and use it for their personal need.
It is hard to survive.
Put them out of business. They are paying back their loans in the community. They're paying back the money exchange, or bureau that they credited from. They're paying back the money in PIN. Don't ever take it from them. Their own government send police officers, city police officers to confiscate their property and sell it, steal it, beat them over it. The naked, the other woman, she was crying on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's when they put the government penny. A company operating in this country brought Turkish citizens to wash car in Liberia. When the people in Grand Cayman County do not have good, clean drinking water to live, the schools are deplorable. They choose to bring the issues to the attention of the government. The government sent police to kill 3 of the citizens in Kinjal. Today, the family of the people, they are grieving. They got pain in their hearts. How many more people will this government pain? Will they continue to pain? How many more? How many more people will you guys pain before you know that you are hurting a lot of people in this country? Government official got personal connection with funny land dealers. They go look at whole community and say the community that they don't want galley. They pass through some kind of code. Before you know, some money sheriff go there with yellow machine. They break people's houses. When the people in pain, they're in tears. They're sleeping outside the street. They're crying. The young children sleeping on the debris. They are in destitution. They are homeless. They're living in anguish. The citizens are complaining. They are crying. The journalists walk up to the president and ask the president, your people are homeless. Their properties are being demolished. The president, the only thing he can say to them is, God is not making new land. How much more people will you continue to hurt? How much more people will you continue to hurt? Liberians have been working at the Ministry of Transport, making ends meet. Took their jobs and gave it to Lebanese at the Laboratory of Management. Lebanese, you gave them the Liberian people job. You took the job from Liberian people at the Ministry of Transport and gave it to Lebanese. Today, there are people from the Ministry of Transport who have now recovered from that thing. How many more Liberians will this government hurt? How many more? Our National Identification Registry contracted aid for foreign people. They brought a foreigner, Mandela Cooper boyfriend, to be the ambassador for sports. When Louis Creighton, Kevin Segway, Prince Dale, Oliver McCoy, and other people still around. He brought a Senegalese because of Mandela Cooper old boyfriend, where Roger Kunte from him. The main ambassador of sports. Well, we got former national team players who flew the flags of our country still existing. Jane Tivaya, they passing around pressing you can make ambassador of sports. He brought a Senegalese KB and made ambassador of sports. How many more Liberians will this government hurt? Today, you remove a harmless speaker, Jonathan Fonatikofa, who could do everything you wanted on the legislative floor. Today, you after Yeke, a man who insulted your predecessor, insulted President Weah from start to end. Today, you after Yeke, you're illegally removing him. A court says Samatua is not guilty. You got hurt. You're going back to the court to force the court to say he is guilty. How many more Liberians do you want to hurt? Let's go to the lines and take calls. 086 500 104. 086 500 104. 0776 104 104 are the numbers to join the conversation. 086 500 104. 0776 104 104 are the numbers to join the conversation. Let's talk to the first question. Hello, go ahead. 1 minute.
Yeah, how are you doing?
We're great. No time.
Yeah, thank you. This is the voice of Sabu Rasta. I'm calling from Point 4 for Zimbabwe, a proud member of the Concerned Librarian for Justice. Okay, let me assure you. We did it before yesterday. We as Librarians, we can do it again. Just the intention of the run around. And we run around yesterday, okay. But some of us will say, okay, let me show you. 1990, I was a ball. But right now, I'm here. I will control the entire Bush Island. So we waiting. They're looking at phone. Okay, they're going to be phone. The bishop pressing your friend. You told them you guys explain. That's okay, no current, no water. 2 weeks now, no water, no food. We're dying. But you want to run it after one group of people. Okay, let me assure you, my brother, we prepare. We prepare, okay, the thing that talk dope for power. After those suspended the constitution. If you tip up our constitution, we don't have people, my brother, just forget it. You want your own. Thank you, man.
We leave it right there. Let's talk to the other person. Hello, go ahead. 1 minute. How are you? How you doing?
Okay.
Yes, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is my number one.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the problem is that young people, let me say, illegal party people. The reason is they always want to please, that a human God, which is just a human worker. And they feel that just a human God, they want to Liberia. They forgetting to know that they will break. And once that they can always break. We're waiting for them, so it's not enough. Then what they can do, they can everybody that someone or leaders in this country, they can get everybody that can go ahead. But they know that time will come. We're waiting for them to right now.
Okay, we'll leave you right there. Let's talk to the person. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, hello.
Let's hear you, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Pertaining to Samuel 12 issue, this government they want to confuse the citizens for their intention to move on them. Because we're being stressed on one person, they'll be paying attention on one person, at the end of the day, we don't be able to focus on another aspect. So all these things that Samuel 12 all the time, they will be carrying from coast to coast, from the era to the era. From there, you get to the yellow quarterback issue. Yellow quarterback issue, we don't say no reason because the same year Joel in power. Yellow quarterback or Henry Potter, those guys, they abuse Joel on a daily basis. No action was taken against them. But today, they reach to them and they start doing all a lot of things. So all these things, we just have to look them and wait for 2029 to bring Joel back to power.
You leave it right there. This other person. Go ahead. 1 minute. How are you?
Thank you. Okay. This is the voice of Public Canada and it's my name is Ali Bahaji, the trail. I join from around the Israel community. So the issue, okay. You see, can't go sometimes and take from a corner and ask them where this country is going. Are you kidding me? To me, the hardest people will come out and tell us they are showing what is going where to carry the letter. That's what they're telling the country. Can't go to say it. That's the way we give them. And it's serious. No, I said it before. I said, yes, that's it. Well, like, no, and I think that where the people was more.
Okay, we'll leave it right there. This person. Hello, how are you? How you doing? Let's hear you, sir. Go ahead.
My name is Washington Soup, and I come from Judicial. And let me say, we're going to elect that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this government have already set the stage for the country to be destroyed. You cannot behave that way. The manner and form in which the government is giving is totally what they call waste funding. I tell somebody they go declare the president not guilty. But you say, by all costs, that person has to be guilty. That is very, very bad. That is very, very, very bad. See, why is guilty again? You say the main position for you, but yeah, but nothing. If you say the land not able to why the Guinean are still on the land? They cannot give you a whole nation to live. You don't want to live, but instead you going after people. Nobody will speak against. That will never happen. People will continue to speak against you. That's the reason why you see all people are silent because they are angry. The Liberian people were told that they cannot leave and they didn't listen. They went and voted in. So all people just have to leave you. You know that they are afraid of Waka. What they are doing is setting up stage that when things go out here, they will not able to control it.
Okay. Thank you very much. We'll leave you right there. Let's talk to the other person. Hello, how are you? How you doing? Hello? Okay, we leave you right there. We leave you. Let's go back and talk to this other person. Hello, how are you? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine. This is from Ebenezer Weston, which is one of Liberia's legitimate owners are doing from Central Virginia.
Go ahead.
In my own contribution, I would like to use the words of Chef Kuyate and Ambassador Alano, the very government. He said something on a Facebook post. He said he has seen representative come and go. He has seen former representative, former senator, former president, but he has never seen a former Liberian. And he made that comment because of the very threat from this government that he supports. Because of an utterance that he made, similar to what Yeka Koluba made, for which they are trying to pull Yeka Koluba off. And because of that same comment, they are now trying to drag him towards the same law, doing that same old thing. What he's trying to tell them here is that no matter what they do, there is a term limit for their existence within opposition. They will pass, but the country will never pass. The people who are doing nothing, we are cataloging. We are documenting the excesses. Believe you me, my brother, after 2029, the moment the election result is announced, we are going to hold the airport, we are going to hold the border airport, and make sure people will be right in this country and face the weight of their actions. The thing they're doing, we will not allow anything to be swept under the carpet. We will make sure they will pay for it. We will make sure they will pay for it. And all the rightful eye of a judge God, they are going to pay for it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. We leave you right there. We'll talk to the other person. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Thank you, Khan. Let me see how to say Alexa. The official spokesperson of the Liberian Civil Rights Movement. Khan, I don't know how to think again because this man is an old man. He posted he had experience for the 2-year experience. You know, but I was a young man. He started working government to this time. So I don't know, Khan. If I don't want to carry country beyond, you can't do that, Khan. As an old man, you got to live example. Legacy for your children that you born in Gideon, I got Jojo there. But you cannot get the way everything. I got to let you know are gone. Even the judicial now, what we are seeing now is gone. Even the executive that is fighting are already gone. No rule of law. Just dismantle everything. The people are suffering all year and day. You won't know. On your card, you wear on your credit card, whatever you throw away, whatsoever. You see, for you by your own problem, it's bad now. Because why you own loan yesterday and now you are president all the money.
Thank you.
Everything in your control. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much. We leave you right there. Let's talk to Man City, then we go to Ready Dapo. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
I think okay, Alexa and Andrew.
We're good.
So okay, I'm not surprised. The metro you see that what happened before in this country. After all you want. Ain't so us. So me not surprised. Everything is free. So go ahead. When we are there, we are go. So go there, social day. We are trying. We were telling people that they are breaking. Their tickets are wicked tickets. Early born. Don't take to really left in the airplane crash. And I wickedness. And wickedness is there. If we all want my own going for the airplane crash. And let it start. The Christians are what they fall. They put in the casket. Then you think you do wickedness and you think you are doing good things. Well, God will reward you. It can be, that's nothing I reward. It can be your hell reward. It can be your hell. So what the thing is doing, you get it there, you say, who's doing it? You select them, you put it on the ground for 4-5 months. They left there. You will not be father. Even the Lord not be father. Even their women at home, their children not be father. You brother say to the folks, and they say, not be guilty. So then you are telling other folks, you call other folks and say, oh, go lie. You get one picking for a good day promo. And you want to have to taken for there as a judge. And you see, we see that in the country, okay? The country is serious. And the country was serious, and they don't see me, they be on by for 5 years or 6 years to set the precedent. But the country is serious, that their country here, that nonsense country here, everything will happen in the wrong direction on a water. Trust me, nothing will happen on the government. They can arrest you and they are weak on the people. And I'm going to say, yeah, you will go to jail. You will go to jail again, stop our home. The government now, no coming our community. Our children in school. School fee pay 7 of the children are crying. That's my problem, carrying school fee. Or you hear me now? That's my problem. You carry school fee on the children crying. But carry school no day. When they free Margaria, they will top the town. Other people that they arrested, they said they were guilty. That was not anything to them. But when they said Margaria was free, that was the top of the town. They said, what was free Margaria? So they are two. So they put two of them and left with them. The woman, what was fucking or done in her home. I said it yesterday. They went all over the store. They saw everything. The evidence was there. They were proving yes, she did it. But you know, probably be free that more before all the oil boat. Now, spending the oil boat, you're making money. So then you get a man machine work.
Okay. Thank you.
But then go ahead, all them government, no government making no new now. So they on Braka, nothing will happen on Braka. Everything will be backward. Thank you.
We leave you right there. We leave you. We take 2 more calls, then we call it a day. This first one. Hello, how are you? How you doing?
My name is Prince. I think calling to my president
Go ahead.
Listen, this government, this president is very adamant. The president has not listened to the sound of the country. The only thing we can do for the president is to keep his feet to the fire and getting in the hero. The promise I promise that bring people that you are coming to deliver them from the actual poverty.
Okay.
You very right. You very right in keeping rescue yourself. You know, you're rescuing like when people love.
Thank you. We leave you. We go to the US and take this person. Hello, go ahead quickly. Hello, how are you? Let's hear you.
Oh, this is Dinah from Texas. Hi, KOK and Alexa. My first time calling on your show.
Mm-hmm.
But I listened to the counselor today, and I feel that Liberia, I don't know, I'm very discouraged because I feel that it's really a witch hunting they're doing now to Senator. But God is watching. They can do anything. Even if they want to take Judge Weah dog right in America to put in jail, they will do that. Because they're willing to do everything to get rid of this man. But they can't defend God. So we're watching them and we'll see. Because of them, we can't even come back in our country. I'm very discouraged. I used to come every year. I can't come back because Liberia is nonsense now. I'm sorry to say that.
No, the country that nonsense. That's not anything to apologize of. I mean, a nonsense. A country where the law is being violated in a nonsense country. Go ahead.
Yes, that's all I have to say because really, I'm very discouraged right now. Very, very discouraged what they're doing now.
Thank you very much. We leave you right there. Let's take this person. Go ahead. 1 minute. You're the last person.
Yeah, thank you. This is Edmond Carr, and I'm the vigilante in prayer that they're pushing for the return of President. We are proud member of Concerned Liberian for Justice, and this is a reason why I will always come on this platform to talk about the return of President Weah. Because what is happening in this country now is really scaring. It's worrisome. Those of us that saw the war and we were here, we didn't leave the country. And like I was listening to Councillor Johnson, he said some of the people then that are involved now carrying on back to that day, they were not even or mature enough to have noticed what happened in this country. Because because if you continue to push one group of people, like I was saying, one of your sisters show, if you would tell me that President Weah came to power 2018, he has to free the sons of the Southeast. And the United Party government is in power again, and they are continuously harassing the guys from the Southeast. Who do you see in jail? Who was the speaker? Who are the guys that they are chasing for the burning down of Capitol Building? Who is the guy that they are chasing that he stole all of the money in the country? All of them come from the Southeast. So this is a serious attack against the Southeasterners, and they don't need to take it lightly. It's a serious issue that we need to look at. Look, no one needs a rocket scientist to tell us that it is the executive that wants Chuck Summer to a lock up, like they call it, place in one orange suit, a lock up behind bar. Because the jurors, they were no longer under the jurisdiction of the court. They read the verdict, they were asked by the judge whether they agreed that Summer 12 is equated, they agreed to it. They were despondent. They left the jurisdiction of the court. They went home, only to see them coming back to say somebody bribed. So who bribed now? They see to the people that raised the alarm today. They are the ones that have been bribed at the job worker government to lie on their police, only because they want to make sure that Samuel 12 is locked behind bar. But hey, we warn them, then they watch their back. You are not made alone.
You are not man alone.
We leave
You
it
are
right there.
not the only man that was such.
Thank you. We'll leave it right there. We'll leave it right there, and that would do it for today's edition. Alexa, we gotta go.
Um, I mean, we're going to be back here again on tomorrow. I mean, I don't have much to say. We'll be back here with another story. I'm sure we're going to go deeply into Samuel Twist's case. So yeah, have a good time.
Okay. Until we return here on tomorrow. Have yourself a wonderful time, like Alexa said. Okay. Oh my God.
Is that a song?
No, yeah, it's a song, but it is not coming up. So we'll leave it right there. We'll return here on tomorrow. Have yourself a wonderful time. Let's see if we can leave this one quickly. Okay. Okay.
Oh, oh, it's okay.